This is one of the city's classic Victorian neighbourhood parks, laid out at the same time as the prosperous housing development around it. A royal commission in the 19th century branded Bristol as the third most unhealthy city in England. There were few public spaces to escape from the grime and air pollution caused by Bristol's factories, which spewed out choking black smoke. But in 1882, the Sanitary Committee of the Bristol Board of Health received an offer to create a park from 22.5 acres of land at a price of £550 per acre from a boot manufacturer named Mr. Derham. This was almost as costly as the price of building land, and so the offer was rejected. However, in 1889, ratepayers in Montpellier petitioned the Board of Health for a park, and eventually the City Council purchased 10.75 acres at £650 per acre. There were complaints that if the council had not dragged its feet, residents would have had a park twice the size. Bootmaker Mr. Derham had acquired a great deal of local land in the 1870s. An 1874 map of Bristol suburbs shows his land included an area of open fields stretching as far as the Muller orphanages in Ashley Down Road, now the City of Bristol College, and beyond. He divided it into plots for housing development. Mr. Derham named the area the St Andrews Estate. The first houses were built in North Road and Belmont Road around 1878. By 1884, when the first Ordnance Survey map was produced, more of the area had been developed, and roads such as Effingham were laid out ready for house building to start. By the time the park opened in 1895, many houses around St Andrews Park had been built. In December 1890, work began to clear and then fill in a quarry that was located adjacent to the Effingham Road Park entrance. Wooden seats for the park were purchased by the council, and a tender of £1,489.08 was won by a Mr. Force to erect the boundary fence and walls. £6,190 was spent on the layout, and a caretaker appointed at 22 shillings a week. On the 2nd of May, 1895, the Western Daily Press reported the formal opening of the park. Although the water fountain, the shelter and the bandstand have now gone, and some features like the paddling pool have been added, the park today remains remarkably similar to what it was in 1895. The Edwardian postman pictured by the bandstand collected the post as often as 10 times a day from the streets around the park, and would have delivered letters and postcards as many as 6 times a day. Postcards were the mobile phones of Edwardian Bristol. It was possible to write a postcard in the morning to arrange to meet a friend in the park in the afternoon. St Andrews Park Heritage. Follow the trail to learn about the wildlife and the trees. Look out for the other 5 notice boards. Illustrations by Samuel Loxton, 1857 to 1922. Photos, Bristol Reference Library. Thanks to historian David Kemlin and Michael Manson, author of The Hidden History of St Andrews.